Help us to sleep well, that we may pursue our greed with all thy strength. Bless that which favors our agenda over attempts to curb our selfish freedom. Allow us to simply debate scientific evidence to advance our faith-based beliefs. Keep the underclass engaged with alcohol, meth, gambling, and TV. Let us classify as roads areas where they gouged new ATV trails and left their litter. Free us from these sinful restrictions on our leveraged private property. Give us the strength to subdivide and bulldoze in the name of God and country. Bind all in the belief that blind greed leads unerringly to a brighter future. Help us always find the cheapest and quickest way to profit and move away. Invite them to get the hell out if they do not like things the way they are. Let us chant our mantra of rigged free trade in cheap imports and outsourced careers. Keep us steady on the course of hyperconsumption for its own holy sake. Find strength in sloganeering and mental nutrition from regurgitated sound bites. Realize the foolish paralysis which comes from thinking too deeply. Help us enrich society, one identical suburb and shoddy strip mall at a time. Absolve us with the belief that we cannot make any difference in any case. Give us gas for our giant inefficient vehicles, and we will not ask its source. Grant us zoning variances that further our Ponzi development schemes. Assist us in selling the beauty, even while our bulldozers roar in the background. Help us paint our opposition as weak, tired, whining, unpatriotic squishes. Permit us to gate ourselves safely away from that which we have created. Ensure that material goods are the only marketed path to self-actualization. May we overcome fuzzy notions of some biosphere that threatens all our progress. Convince the unbelievers that golf courses are wondrous natural wetland sanctuaries. Spin as thy wisdom the fostering of poverty and ignorance across many generations. Help us to stay on message and to tightly control the flow of our clever propaganda. Assist us in engineering mistrust of the stubbornly sinful who oppose us. Give us the strength to ignore world opinion by granting us a blind righteousness. Lead us in our holy struggle against those blinded by religious fanaticism. Help us spread democracy even as we crown a comically implausible God of our own making. Allow us to ignore malaria, AIDS, cholera, and dengue fever in the poor. Let us research profitable cures for impotence, obesity, wrinkles, and stress. Give us the wisdom never to question the suffering you allow us to cause. May we accept as your will the natural disasters that devastate heathen lands. Remind us of our chosen status that we might ignore the plights of others. Let us know that God is love as we go forth with a weapon in both hands. Reveal to us after prayer decisions that reflect thy will on policy issues. Grant us thy certainty that we shall never need to admit of any mistakes. Give us a boogeyman that we might continue to enrich the peddlers of arms. Help us slash entitlements to preserve tax cuts and raise weapons purchases. Make us believe in our right to treat animals as mere units of factory raw material. Engender in us a scorn for such silly issues as sustainability and habitat destruction. Bring us faith against global warming and calming beliefs about pollution. Reward us with great bonuses for eliminating jobs, benefits, and pensions. Let us cast off proposed regulations by intoning of costs in jobs and money. Take the future in thy hands that we may grab all that we can right now. Give us our daily factory white bread by the dirty truckload in throwaway plastic bags. Load us up with caffeine and sugar as we seek your everlasting peace. Fill us with desire for new automobiles and real estate speculations. Help us to spend far more than we will ever earn without any guilt whatsoever. Entrust our parents to uncaring temp workers in corporate-owned nursing homes. Commit our children to daycare with diseased illegales before they can speak. Blind us to the mass extinction we are bringing down all around us. Remove the dirty waters and the filthy air from any list of important issues. Grant us comforting and rock-solid faith on matters it unnerves us to consider. Help us relax with displacement activities right on through our own passing. Keep us so very busy that a sideways glance at a sunset is quickly forgotten. Build a real scorn for the ancient wisdom and history that took place 10 to 15 years ago. Nurture our pride in the ignorance of the technologies upon which we are dependent. Let us take for granted hot water, light, and the warmths of our home. Stop us from ever questioning the madness of runaway military spending. Call for better education while profitably outsourcing the jobs of the educated. Keep us calm, knowing you make the decisions and our fate is in your hands. Grant us the right to belittle rigorous science using our dumbed-down theology. Praise family values while allowing generations to grow up without fathers. Blind us to our own hypocrisy that we may trumpet our beliefs free of guilt. Help them to realize that we alone are your chosen people, created in your image. Show us how to leap in faith from the mysteries of nature to scriptural revelations. Let us expect our politicians to talk like preachers and never really answer any questions. Satisfy us with illiteracy and let us call simple arithmetic doing the math. Steer us away from genetic research and toward prayer in our schools. Bring back the sanctity of marriage and thy 10 commandments to the court. Show us the overriding importance of abortion as a public policy issue. Help us cast conservation as a rather silly and unimportant virtue of quite dubious value. Foster our distinction from the animals and our dominion over the earth. Give us the ability to ridicule that which we do not agree with or understand. Keep our mouths, eyes, and ears shut until it makes no difference anymore. Teach us to take refuge in mind-numbing, expensive, and time-wasting pursuits. Make us view Hitler as evil, but extinguishing 30 million Indians as our manifest destiny. Help us build expensive prisons rather than taxing and regulating marijuana. Let us spend billions on homeland security, but be unable to evacuate any large city. Content our children with prescription drugs, fatty foods, and video games. Ensure that job cutting increases stock prices, which yields us even more fat bonuses. Make us extinguish species by guaranteeing that their price increase is with scarcity. Fill us with pride in the knowledge that we alone possess everlasting souls. Help us rip original ideas into mass marketing schemes simply for our own profits. Preserve the sanctity of intellectual property, but only for we, the middleman. Let us scoff at sustainable economic practices and pile debt upon the future. Give us rich oil fields, but not the vision to seek profitable, sustainable alternatives. Permit us to cast our greedy desires as part of your holy and revealed wisdom.